Wonder what you make of the president's messaging today, Matt.
Well, certainly this just what we're seeing today from the president, but also the imagery of Charlie Kirk coming off Air Force Two with his casket. It just shows you the impact that Charlie Kirk had, not just on this administration, but on Americans nationwide. I think it's good on the president to come out and really mirror what Charlie Kirk stood for. And that was Charlie Kirk standing for peace, standing for nonviolence. And I think it was good for the president to champion that today. And then also we saw the president talking about awarding the Medal of Freedom. Again, this just highlights the major role that Charlie Kirk had in our politics and our society. And then ultimately it's what's next. You know, going into this horrific event, we saw President Trump talking about fighting crime. And right now, this horrific event has only highlighted the concerns that Americans have nationwide with violence, with crime. It's not just for people like Charlie Kirk that Americans are concerned about. It's their own lives, being secure, being safe. This assassination has only amplified the concerns that Americans have with their own security. I think you can expect President Trump to continue to address those concerns and take action on those concerns.
And does that give you cause for optimism, Matt? I think we talked about this last night, whether we are at such a dangerous tipping point, it would appear. But do you believe that we can, as Americans, pull back from the brink here? Because we are potentially on the brink of something very, very dangerous, Matt.
Well, Jonathan, I think we're at a turning point here. This is a defining moment. And it's going to be up to our leaders on both sides of the political aisle to bring this country together. And it's also going to be up to citizens and voters to do their part to make sure that we are able to decide our differences, not through violence, but decide our differences at the ballot box, to do it in a peaceful way. You know, that's what Charlie Kirk stood for. And it's something that we as Americans should all stand for, that peaceful resolution to things. But look, I think at the end of the day, you're going to see President Trump really champion that. I think I suspect, feels like this is a responsibility right now that ultimately is going to be on his shoulders. You know, this is a president that's taken action. He's been going on the offense in a series of ways. And I think he's going to go on the offense to try and bring this country together. And I think you're going to see him do that in the next series of days. And I think throughout his term, making a commitment to unite this country. And frankly, if there's anyone who can do it, it's President Trump. We'll see what he does here.